So look, so there's something called overdoing your hips in the downswing. Okay, so watch this. Tiger Woods and Butch Harmon in 2002 or something like that. Listen to this video here about the downswing.
Really try to get his hands in front of himself coming down. In other words, arms in front of the body, where the club used to lay down somehow. But in your old swing, when you used to get stuck.
No lay swing?
Yes.
That's too much hip movement. He calls it the Olay swing. That was his old swing. Listen again. Watch what he says. Yeah,
Try to get his hands
that's Butch Harmon.
himself coming down. In other words, arms in front of the body.
That's what Tiger was working on, trying to feel like his legs weren't doing as much, and he's getting his arms down before his legs would go anywhere.
Where the club used to lay down somehow, but in your old swing, when you used to get stuck.
No lay swing?
Yes.
Olay!
That's the lay to shaft.
So that's too fast of a lower body. If you get too fast in your lower body, then your hips can get too far ahead. Then you're getting in the stuck position.
The right way. What are you saying? Like
The first, no, this is bad. What he just did here is bad.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the bad move. Listen again.
That's
his old swing. Listen. That's what he wants. He wants this. He wants. Yeah. That's his old swing, the bad one. That's why he went to Butch Harmon. But look, Phil Mickelson had the same problem, obviously, because watch this. In a video that I took of Phil, where is he? Where's Phil? Phil is... There he is. Look, this drill. Look, he's got his stick through his belt loops. Do you see this? Now, that drill is designed for the better timing of the hips. Okay, so watch this. Look. Okay, and this is where the people that are out there talking about like trying to drive the hips a lot to start the downswing, they're not exactly correct. The hips absolutely are doing something, but it's not like the be all end all. There's other things that are happening, meaning like putting the club in this, planing the club, we call it, or slotting the club. That's what's really, I would say that planing the club and slotting the club is actually more important than what the hips are doing. Because the hips, well, because here's what happens. If you slot the club properly, the hips go where they should. That's the thing that people that are, thinking about too much hip movement, in my opinion.
Or sliding the club is the same thing as shallowing the club?
Exactly, putting the club in the right position. So look, if I make the swing correctly, when I come down, I'm going to get this down without the stick being hit by the club. If I go to the top and do the too fast of a lower body, and my hips go too quick, look, I'm gonna rip my pant loops off. You with me? And so this drill, look.
You're a good teacher, man.
Oh, thank you so much. You can hit golf balls this way. Look, I can hit the ball that way. Now, if I'm doing that, let's just see what happened here.
I see what you mean, yeah.
Okay, so
That's a good observation.
So watch this. Look, here's what's confusing. Okay, when you watch this swing, you could make an argument and say, watch this. Watch how Ryan's left hip starts to rotate. Look at that left hip. See how his hip's starting down and the club's getting into the slot. Well, now here's the thing, though. My club's in the slot where the club's through the forearm, but I wasn't thinking about my hip. I was actually thinking about the club going into the correct position.
I'm glad you told me that, because otherwise I started thinking about my hips. I need to bring my hips around first.
I get it. Now look at this. Look, here's the question. Did my hip go somewhere? Look, did my hip shift and move? Look, what's my hip doing? Look.
It's just moving with it.
Right, but it's not going so fast that I get out of sequence.
Yeah,
See,
you're not getting in front of yourself.
Right, now people that, just to finish this thought, watch this. People who tend to do too much hip movement will also have this problem where they get like this. They get set up to the top, and then if I go to the top like this and I spin my hips, watch this. Where'd the club just go?
Way over the top.
That's the problem. And see, so you can't go to the top and think, start my hips.
Now you just go to the top and bring your hips down and then come in like this.
Now, well,
then your club legs
so, but see, again, to me, that's like, what's the focus? See, I'm thinking about where I'm putting my club, and that's why my hips are where they are. I'm not thinking about my hips to put my club there.
I got you.
Do you see what I'm saying? So, like, watch.
More about
Yeah, it's like,
the club in the right.
right. So I'm trying to put my club over here from in here, and to put it there, what did my hips do? I had to shift my weight. My hips, and then as I'm coming through the ball and I'm trying to keep the face
That's what I've been trying to
at
do.
the target. Look, as I'm trying to keep my club face down the line, what happened to my hip? It clears. Now, am I thinking about my hip or am I thinking about my club? I'm thinking about my club. It's just like I tell everyone, it's like a carpenter, their mind is at the tip of the tool. A surgeon, hopefully, at the tip of the scalpel. An artist is at the tip of their paintbrush or their pen or whatever they're using. As a golfer, I should think about my legs. No. Where do you think the best players in the world, where do you think their mind is?
Yeah.
On the tip of the tool. What is this thing doing? That's what matters the most. You with me on that? So anyway, that's my little rant about the lower body and the sequencing of the lower body. People get this wrong all the time where they're overly using the lower body
I'm glad I
in a negative way.